Fights in anime and manga are pretty damn cool. They can also get pretty bonkers at times. A lot of crazy things could be happening, and cataclysmic spells, jutsus, and attacks can be thrown around. As visually stunning and hype those things can be, there's just something special about hand-to-hand combat across this media that trumps all of that. The unadulterated throwing of hands is so captivating, and above all that revolves around the powers and shows, you could say that it is an art in itself. Today, I want to talk about this art form exemplified by 4 different fights across 4 different series that do this pretty goddamn well.
なるほどな。さっきまでとは別物ってわけか。
You can slander Naruto as much as you want. The fights, and especially the taijutsu scenes in the series, are fucking elite. We're all thinking of one in particular. Rock Lee vs Gaara, the most glaring example. We got the taijutsu goat Might Guy vs Madara, when he's literally God. Kakashi vs Obito, top anime fight, deal with it. Or Naruto vs Sasuke, either the 2 major ones. There's a diverse catalog of options to pick from, but today I'm not picking one from either OG nor Shippuden. I'm picking one from the shitty sequel that is Boruto. Hold on, hear me out. Boruto is trash, I know. I even read the manga and it doesn't save the series. However, and a big however, there are at least 2 moments from Boruto that are actually peak. I'm gonna be talking about the fight that came after a lot of hot anime canon garbage. The fight that, to my memory, broke the fucking internet. That's right, it's Naruto and Sasuke vs Momoshiki. We finally get to see the peak duo link up to run the fade on another god being, and holy shit, it's fucking glorious. Remember, this came after like 60 episodes of a snooze fest. We are given absolute fucking cinema. This fight has 70 million fucking views on YouTube. Like bro, if they don't tell you enough, most of us had already probably seen the fight from the movie that dropped before the series, but this version just exceeded every and any expectation anyone could have imagined. At this point, when they've both grown up, had their story and come out as brothers with an unbreakable bond, the unks had to show they still run the series. As soon as Naruto said, I was like, yo, the choreography, the sound effects, the OST, this shit gotta have you absolutely geeking, jumping out of your seat and shit, man. The unks are so synced up, bro. This is like fan service that ain't even fan servicey. It's just pure heat. Then Sasuke pulling out the shuriken, I know that had everyone watching reminiscing about the old days, back to when they first pulled that shit on Zabuza. You knew Naruto was coming from underground, but then Sasuke was the Rasen shuriken, so Momoshiki couldn't absorb it. Then like, oh shit, Momoshiki's prepared, but then Sasuke switches places. Oh nah, stop it already. Naruto socks his ass with a punch better than Deku's whole bag. Then the hand stop with Sasuke trying to finish with the planetary devastation. I would go into the kaiju battle, that's also sick as fuck, but not today. Boruto is a bum-ass series, and it personally hurts my feelings as the sequel to my favorite series. But this is one of 2 absolute gems from it that I can't hate. It had the best aspect of Naruto fights, the taijutsu, cranked up to 11, and I feel blessed I got to witness my favorite character's box with God done so fucking well. Truly a masterpiece in the art of throwing hands. I ain't talking about that EryiZ fight. That shit was cinema, but only because Luffy and Lucci got beef. They got history. So rewind the clock to why that rematch even matters, and to the best fight in One Piece. Luffy vs Rob Lucci in NS Lobby is the best fight in One Piece so far. At this point in the story, Lucci is on some final boss type shit. He's squad wiped 2 out of 3 of the monster trio with ease back in Water 7. Luffy has achieved a new transformation that takes him to the next level, but is it enough? Luffy with Gear 2 clapped Blano, but he ain't the top dog of CP9. So when it's finally time for the square off of the century, they do not hold back, nor do they disappoint. Most of their attacks are close quarter combat techniques or moves, so the boxing on display is S tier. I don't care for Gear 3 all that much, but god damn, does Gear here too make the fight so exciting and fun to watch. Even with Luffy's new transformations, Lucci can withstand the bag of tricks. He can keep up and is slightly advantaged still. It isn't enough. But more than just the clashing of fists, the emotions in this battle are what makes the hands being thrown matter. I'm not going to dive too deep into every little detail of the fight and what's behind it. That's for my future NS Lobby / Water 7 video. But know that the reason this fight is the best in the series is because of the weight behind it that pulls on your heartstrings. Luffy is pushing his limit, going further beyond, all for the sake of liberating his precious friend Robin. All the Straw Hats are doing the same, and as captain, he's going to pull through no matter what, with Luffy seemingly having reached his limit collapsing after getting hit by a 6 King gun. It's none other than Usopp, not Sogi King, the friend who's no longer a part of the crew, but here for the same purpose of freeing their friend, to remind him to get the fuck back up and remember what they're fighting for. This isn't like Luffy to be like this. He's still alive. He can see the sky, so after he beats Lucci's ass, let's go home together. Usopp knows Luffy. They are tight. He's seen time and time again Luffy always clutching up, saving the day. He told Robin to believe in Luffy because he knows Luffy is a man who, no matter how dire, will find a way. Luffy declares he will never fall to the ground again, and they get to the final minutes of their climactic battle. They're boxing, giving everything they have left at each other. Luffy gets caught and hit by an ultimate radius 6 King gun, and it seems so over. He's so cooked. He nearly drops to the ground, but with sheer willpower and determination, he stays standing 10 toes on the ground. This perfect OSD kicks in as he is fiercely staring this man Lucci down. Flashbacks get played as Luffy performs one final attack. With every fiber of his body and being, he unleashes one last jet Gatling that at long last knocks Lucci down. A tear-filled arduous struggle, but Luffy and his hands came out on top. This fight is better than any post-time skip fight, for the reason of being none of that large-scale Dragon Ball-esque beams and blown up shit, but just two dudes going hit for hit with emotions and purpose backed behind it. It masters emotional gravitas packed behind every punch, every kick, every single blow. So for different reasons than the previous fight discussed, this one stands out as a masterpiece. You might be skeptical about this choice. Jotaro and Dio don't even throw any hands. True, but their stands do, and holy shit, that shit was so fire. It almost saved part 3. Besides, their stands specialty is literally punching hard and fast, so I think this can qualify. They punch in so fast, they start fucking flying from the impact or shockwaves. Slowly and slowly, as Jotaro can manage to somehow move in Dio's time stop, he makes the comeback, baiting Dio by stopping his own heartbeat, then smashing Dio's head and shattering his skull before he could stop time again. Before Dio can get away, Jotaro sends flying an Olympic level throw with one of Dio's knives, popping the tire of the getaway car he's latching onto. Then the absolute pummeling Dio receives is fucking dastardly. Look at this, man. But sadly, Dio, after getting his Joestar bloodbath, starts turning on his hacks and Jotaro gets sent flying, though his hacks don't save him from his own ego and eccentric methods of finishing off the enemy. Instead of just straight up killing him in his increased time stop, he goes out of his way to try to slam Jotaro with a road roller, which ends up being his demise as Jotaro discovers he can stop time as well. Makes sense because their stands are the same, stemming from the same blood type shit. Then with a final punch that for a second looks like Jotaro lost, shatters Dio's the world and disassembles him into pieces. Dio went out of his way to make this fight fun and interesting. Nothing too intricate, just them basically in the ring punching and kicking it out. So what do these fights all have in common? Well, they have visually stunning choreography, hits or impact, perfect sound effects, bumpin' music used, and a good balance of throwing hands and use of techniques. I believe the techniques that aren't physical hits are used very sparingly or just the right amount, and that the highlights of all these fights are the raw hand hand-to-hand action. The props and power system attacks and moves are sprinkled in when they need to be and aren't excessive. Or when they are used, they don't deter me from the main attraction of the intense banging of fists. I think if I haven't sold you, you really just gotta watch or read these fights for yourself to see what I mean. They just do it right, or at least I believe they do. Somehow they make the part where they are going back and forth trading blows with their punches and kicks the most entertaining and captivating aspect of the fights, making it seem like it's an art that takes time to perfect or do well. That's all I got for y'all today. Short wee yap about me gushing over some anime/manga fights I really enjoyed for similar reasons with slight variation. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe and stay for more. I'm trying to hit 1k, so it'd be much appreciated if you did. Comment down below your thoughts, feelings, and opinions on the video, fights, or series discussed. I'd love to hear it all. Other than that, thank you for watching.